Thank you. Hello, world. Oh, man, what's up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte. We are here live at the Build Studio in New York City. Super Bowl Sunday is practically here. For a lot of people, that means the usual $1 million commercials, an unfortunate amount of wings, staying up kind of late on a school night, and a halftime show that I somehow feel both too old and too young to enjoy. But you want to know my favorite part, for real? All this big game madness means is it is once again time for the amazing, the iconic, the one and only Puppy Bowl to return. That's right, this year's Puppy Bowl 15, and back for year 2, featuring our older rescue and shelter friends, Dog Bowl 2. It's a big deal. I'm not the only one who's excited. Last year's Puppy Bowl smashed records, highest rated ever. It was even trending on Twitter and Facebook, which is not an easy thing to do during the Super Bowl. So, naturally this year is going to be the biggest and best yet. And joining me here once again to tell us all about it, NBC's award-winning animal advocate and best-selling author, Jill Rappaport, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Jill's back. Make some noise for Jill. She's fantastic. The work she does is incredible, and we're going to bring her out in just a second. But first, I believe we have a trailer for this year's Puppy Bowl. That's right, a trailer, so let's go ahead and run that clip.
Time to shine, bud. That's right, kid. We go big and you go home.
Oh, man. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. The great Jill Rappaport is back.
Thank you. With my senior wiener, Ruby.
Senior wiener Ruby is back as well.
Yes.
Hello, Ruby. Ruby looking very stylish right now. We'll talk about that.
Yes, we match. What do you think? Who wore it best?
Love
Go for the dog.
Yeah.
Always wins.
Ruby's doing a great job. Real quick, there's a fun little tidbit in the bottom left-hand corner. I don't know if our audience can see that motley crew donated their fee to an animal charity.
Isn't that amazing?
That's so cool.
And this is, you know, again, I like sports, don't get me wrong, but the best game on Super Bowl Sunday, come on.
Is the Puppy Bowl.
Absolutely. This year's year 15. And I'm so proud to say that after 15 years, every one of those puppies has found a forever home.
That's wild.
Which is, so that's what it's all about. I mean, they're adorable, but we need to get them a home.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers, and it said somewhere in the realm of at least 500, I think is what it said.
Incredible, right?
Which is out of control.
Yeah,
and
it
really
just goes to show you, if you shine a light, they will come and they will save. And that was the impetus. This is why I came up with Dog Bowl. It was so important to me. I figured, you know what? It is so hard to get people into a shelter to begin with.
Yeah.
But if you can get people in, hopefully we can get the animals out. But when they come in, they want the younger ones, kind of like society. And guess what? It's the older animals that are waiting with bated breath and wagging tails. And can I tell you, as someone who has 6 rescue dogs, 4 super seniors, 1 middle age, they are the best. They've been there, done that. I always say they want to lay on the couch, not eat the couch.
Yeah.
They sleep, they chill, they're amazing, and people need to stop looking at the digit. Don't look at the age. There is so much soul and life and love left to give, and they surprise you when they've been saved, and often they've had a home, they've known the loving comforts of a home, they've been dumped for no fault of their own, and literally, when you give them a second chance, look at her, and she's almost 14. I mean, I can't keep up with her.
Well, 13 and change, I suppose?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
So she, you know, but again, I would just wish people would take a look and don't register the age, really. Consider an older animal.
And well, and therein lies the brilliance and beauty of not only the Puppy Bowl, but last year was the first year we got Dog Bowl, which was kind of like your baby, that project.
Yeah, my oxygen.
You were very,
I was so happy because,
you
know, again, Puppy Bowl gets so much attention, and I thought, I'm going to hitch my coattails to that, because I'm part of Puppy Bowl too. I tell all the puppy backstories of where these puppies came from, and you would not believe how horrific some of these stories are. Beautiful, perfect, purebred, mixed mutts, found in ditches and boxes alongside the road. Really had a harrowing time to get to the gridiron. So I thought, if these puppies are going through this, can you imagine what the senior dogs?
Yeah.
We have the most heartfelt stories. 63 super older animals. We have a dog in a wheelchair, one that's deaf, one that's blind, a German Shepherd that doesn't have the use of his back legs, and meanwhile he kills it on the field. And the message here is they are so active and spry, and they have so much more energy and love to give, right?
How, I'm always, obviously we tune in to watch the dogs run around and play, but the stories are a big part of it. They're one of my favorite parts. The backstories are amazing. They're the heart. Obviously a lot of time goes into it. How far out do you guys have to start planning those backstories? How much work are you putting in? I imagine that's a lot.
It's a year round. It never ends, because I'm always thinking, and God willing, it's going to come back for year 3. But, you know, I'm always thinking, wow, that would be such a great story for Dog Bowl. You know, and it's not just about the animal. We want to feature people that have stepped out of their, you know, comfort zone to save these lives, and people that have devoted their lives to saving older animals. You know, when I started my rescue segment on the Today Show, I was, you know, proud to say one of the first and got the whole bow to wow and the whole rescue movement going. But what I've really been wanting to focus, and what I've tried to go to the next level with, is focusing on the underdogs of the shelter world. So I focus on the seniors, the special needs, and the pit bulls, because those are the 3 categories. Those are the toughest categories for those animals to get adopted. When you walk into a shelter, what do you see? Pit bulls, seniors, and special needs. So my goal now is to make it as hip and cool and possible to go older. Even her leash says older age is the rage. I said, maybe I should be wearing this as a belt. What do you think? I'm going to be taking it from her. And sizzling senior, I want to spread the message to all the wonderful young people out there. And so many teenagers today are adopting older. They get it. They know. And it's so hip and cool to take in an older pet. Are we boring you? Are we boring you, Ruby?
Big yawn.
Oh, come on. But it's a great message. And again, the best gift you can give yourself.
Where'd you pick up the sizzling, the seniors?
I came up, I have a leash and collar line, and I came up with this idea. First of all, I live on a farm, and occasionally my dogs will wander into the woods. I'm like, where are you? I have another senior dachshund at home, and I'm very good with keeping track of them, but you can see a mile away. And I thought, wouldn't this be a great campaign? So I started Shine a Light on Rescue with my wonderful manufacturer, Yellow Dog Design. And literally, I came up with all these sayings: gray muzzle mania, sizzling senior, older age is the rage, older is bolder. But I also have Opt to Adopt, a heart melter from a shelter, Pound Pooch, bless you for my rescue. So it doesn't matter what age, what your situation is, we've got a saying for you.
I was going to say,
and
it feels
going to benefit rescue.
75% of the job is a catchy title and slogan and saying. Like, I
love that. That's my
so
thing.
many.
I'm in bed at night going, wow, let me see. How can I name this in my dog toy shelter shake, which everything is for rescue. I'm just trying to spread the message to all of you, to everyone. Please consider adopting. You know, it's so much easier. If you walk into a shelter, you know, if you're looking for an animal, I promise you, you can find whatever you want in a shelter.
Totally.
There's all the purebred rescues. You've got German Shepherd rescue, Labrador rescue, Havanese rescue. There's no excuse not to adopt anymore.
Right. 100%. I want to go back for a second because we were talking about all these amazing stories, and I wrote down just a couple of them because I was blown away by some of these. This one was really cool. The former British Marine Penn Farthing, the founder of Nowzad, Afghanistan's only official animal sanctuary, houses 150 animals rescued from the streets of Kabul. Penn's goal is to get the puppies from Afghanistan to the U.S. or U.K.
Oh my gosh!
It's an incredible
story. Wait till you see that story.
Yeah.
And we have one of the dogs. It was the most beautiful big mush on the set with us, and the couple, you know, I got to spend time with the couple, and they said, this dog has changed our life. She is our child. Literally, the child.
Yeah,
and we
that's what
featured
happens.
Pilots and Paws, which is a wonderful organization. They take their little planes, and they bring these dogs from, you know, ravaged areas, whether it be hurricanes or floods or whatever. They'll go in and they'll take these dogs and they'll fly them everywhere to get to their forever home. They'll do whatever they can to make it easier for people to find what they're looking for.
Is there, because how many, if you had to ballpark it, how many stories do you put together in a year? Like how many do you touch?
There's usually 3 to 4 features, and we do a halftime show. This year we do Barktoberfest, and there's a Wiener 500 race. Unfortunately, Ruby was having a bad hair day, and she didn't want to attend this year. But we have, our halftime show is hilarious, and you know, animals from all over. And again, we also feature, you know, cats. I mean, it's all about the older pet. And I'm just so proud and honored to be part of the show, and so honored to be working with Animal Planet. I mean, the fact that they not only get it, but they make this their mission every year to highlight these wonderful animals. I mean, this is what we need, you know. I will be so happy. You know, they always say, you know, empty is bad. Hey, in the shelter world, I would just dream one day to walk into a shelter and see it completely empty.
It's quiet and empty.
That's our goal.
That's the goal.
We don't have a full house.
Find
Full
homes.
house usually is great for everything, except in shelters.
You want to find homes.
Yes.
I want to, the Dog Bowl, which we can keep talking about in a second, that's Saturday, the first airing, Saturday, February 2nd at 8 p.m.
8 p.m., yes.
And then it's also going to be playing on Sunday as a lead into the Puppy Bowl, right?
Yeah, it's a repeat on
Yeah,
Super
so
Bowl
a couple of
Sunday,
different ways
leading
to
into
catch it,
Puppy
yeah.
Bowl, and then it repeats again. So,
Yeah.
you know, if you can't catch it Saturday night, but hopefully you all will, right?
Everyone's going to be
Yay!
tuning in. There we are. I wanted to talk to you about, go back to the Puppy Bowl for a second, because one of the great things is not just the puppies themselves, but this year the mascots, the cheerleaders. Last year we had, what was her name? Shirley, the rescue sloth. Will she be coming back to assist
Well, they
Dan
have
in
a
this?
sloth, yes. And you know what's amazing about Puppy Bowl? It's like a Broadway production.
I can
mean,
imagine.
what
It's a
goes
huge
into
production.
it. And can I tell you, my favorite days, because I'm so lucky to be part of both, when you go on the set of Puppy Bowl and Dog Bowl, it is euphoria. I would rather be there than any place else in the world.
Yeah.
Because you see all of these dogs and they're so happy, and you know that this vehicle is going to get them a home. That's what it's all about. And they are spoken for, like literally immediately. And they could be sitting in shelters for years. And because of this one show, whether it be Puppy Bowl or Dog Bowl, they're immediately adopted and into homes. So the production value, the stories, I mean, the heart and soul that goes into the show, and the entertainment. It's so funny, you know, to see all the little activity of all sorts of animals on the set, but I love it.
Yeah, this year, this is wild. Team Ruff has a trio of baby porcupines as their mascots.
Yeah.
Team Fluff has a how do you say, capybara?
Yeah,
a little guy that
capybara.
smiles all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They look like they're
unbelievable.
smiling, but be careful sometimes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What is the vibe? Okay, so everyone's euphoric. How many people are taking home animals on that set? Like, what is the ratio?
You know, people get a little indignant. Like, you know, it becomes like where they're actually fighting for them in a good way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want that dog. Oh, no, that dog is spoken for. And that's what happened with Dog Bowl. I mean, that was what was so amazing to me, because can you imagine a 15-year-old dog? I have to tell you one story that touched me more than anything. There is a dog named Kaylee, a poodle mix from Florida Little Dog Rescue. And she was surrendered at 15 years and 3 months old. Can you imagine a family taking their dog after having it 15, and they literally dumped her, and they put on the paper, it says right in the paper, reason for surrender, too old. Now, most people that do that, okay, it's shameful. They don't admit, they don't come right out and say too old. They'll say, oh, allergies, we had to move. Any excuse is an excuse, and it's horrible, and it never should happen. You know, would you do that to your parents? Would you, you know, literally abandon an older person? You know, oh, I have no use for you anymore. These are our family members. Yeah. You know, I'm the proud pet parent to 6 children. They are my children. Yeah. So to me, this poor dog, and she is so loving. Wait till you see her in the show. She is running around, kissing everybody. But imagine having a home for 15 and almost 15 and a half years and then dumped. Yeah. So these are the stories that break your heart, but thank goodness for shows like this. They're going to make you smile and cry again for all the right reasons, good tears, because Kaylee's going to get a home, and so is every dog in Dog Bowl, and Puppy Bowl is a no-brainer. They're spoken for immediately. But without these shows, it's scary and it's frightening what's going on in the shelter world.
Let's say I'm there, I'm tuning in, I'm watching Dog Bowl, and I want to adopt one of the dogs. I say that. What is the fastest, easiest way? How does somebody who's watching at home, who immediately falls in love, how do they find their way to their dog?
Unfortunately, usually there's a long wait list, and you know, people try to even call Animal Planet, and you know, by that point, usually most of them are spoken for. And what I always tell people, I'll never forget, I was on the Today Show once, and there were 2 women, like, had to have this one dog that I was featuring, and they were calling the switchboard and calling, and they really got into it. Like, I called first, that's my dog. And I literally got on the phone myself, and I said, excuse me, ma'am, I can promise you, yes, this dog is amazing, so special, but there are so many more that will equally fill your heart. I promise you, if this wasn't meant to be today, go to your local shelter. You will find your true love. This is what I tell people who are watching Puppy Bowl and Dog Bowl. You could see something and say, oh my goodness, I have to have the dog. And if the dog is adopted, which is what our hopes and dreams are, and it is, You please go to your local shelter. And again, with Dog Bowl, if you walk in and say, you know what, I'd like to see something a little older, you are doing such, as we say, a mitzvah, such a blessing, because you know what? They don't get the traffic. They don't get the buzz.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, senior is cool. Older is where it's at. And I really want people to open up their hearts and homes to the older pets.
Let me ask you a question. The second year on the Dog Bowl, have you guys, was there anything you learned the first year that you did it, anything you changed up or mixed up this year, ways to do a little bit better, things to do a little bit bigger, anything like that?
Well, the first year we had under 40 dogs. This year we have 63.
There you go.
From 31 shelters from 15 states. What our biggest concern, I think we all were a little nervous because, you know, puppies, when they kind of growl and rumble and roll over, it's cute. But, you know, you're dealing with adult dogs now who are meeting for the first time. So, you know, our first concern was, wow, will they all get along? We have been, is there any wood? Where's the wood?
That's apple box right there.
Okay,
wood. You can knock right on that.
It was every dog got along. I always say that they know it's their time to shine because not only did they all get along great, they were like on parade, like, I'm here, aren't I great, take me home. It's as if they know. So last year was amazing. This year will blow you away.
Oh, I can't wait.
We have, I mean, a Great Dane that's like 6 feet tall, down, you know, up to 17 years old. And they all got along, and I think we focused more. We had some more interviews the first year, more backstage, locker room talk, more all about animals, much more on the animals, less talking heads and more wagging tails. So, you know, I feel like, you know, and it's going to grow and it's going to get greater every year. My goal is that it becomes another Puppy Bowl and lives on forever. That's our goal. I hope I'm here from my mouth to God's ears, Matt. In 15 years, I hope I'm here to say, Dog Bowl 15!
Yeah, Dog Bowl 15. Well, you know, it's one of those things where I just can't imagine this ever getting not entertaining. I love dogs so much. The Puppy Bowl being 15 years in is a perfect example of like such a simple idea, but it really resonates with people. And people, you know, the Dog Bowl itself resonated with people last year as well, which is why we're back for year 2. So
I know. And
it does seem to bode well.
I'm sure, you know, people like football, right? But let's be honest. I call it a mental massage. There is nothing more adorable than watching Dog Bowl and Puppy Bowl. And yeah, football's okay, but in the halftime show, that's what, you know, I watch that. But the truth is, this is where my eyeballs are at. And my friends, they're like, you know, what game? We're watching Puppy Bowl. We're watching Dog Bowl. It's become, and I always wondered, I said, I wonder if the NFL's a little upset. Because we're competition. Let me tell you, people love these shows.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
You know, I mean, everyone knows Puppy Bowl. It's a household name now, and everybody watches it. I mean, there's nobody I know that doesn't say that's the cutest show I've ever seen.
Well, that's what's so funny is, and I said it, you know, in my intro, kind of in a joking way, but like seriously, for you guys for the Puppy Bowl or to be trending on Twitter the day of the Super Bowl, that's a big deal. Like to make it into that large conversation.
And the celebrities that love it.
Yeah,
it cracks
Everybody
me
loves
up.
it.
They're like,
on.
you know, I could have done like a national show for 2 years, and they'll say, "Oh my goodness, I saw you on Puppy Bowl," and I'm like, wow, like everybody watches.
Yeah.
And that's our hopes and dreams for Dog Bowl. Because you know what? More than the visibility and the ratings, and obviously that's so important, it's about getting them a home.
Yeah.
And if we can get all of your eyeballs and you tune in, and whether it's the dog you see in the show, if that one's gone, if we can get you to go to your local shelter and adopt older, then we've done our job.
Yeah.
Right?
Do you happen to know that 500 number that we were talking about that I saw early on? There's no way that you can quantify the ripple effect from this. That's just the 500 that you guys have found and helped and flew here and there and so on and so forth.
Yes.
You got to imagine the social impact as it's grown year after year.
Yes, and with my Today Show segment, Bow to Wow, you know, I had a 100% adoption record for the 7.5 years that it ran. And what the head of the ASPCA and HSUS told me was it wasn't about the 4 dogs or 5 or whatever I had on that day. It was a ripple effect that adoption was up across the country when I was on once a month with that segment. So, you know, again, and I was an entertainment reporter. You know, I always say I went from the red carpet to the wee-wee pad. But literally, I was the entertainment reporter for a zillion years. I had breakfast at Tiffany's with Audrey Hepburn, and I had to have dinner with Frank Sinatra and Brad and Angie. And I interviewed everybody, every red carpet. And it was so great, but it was a job. And I have to tell you, to be able to have whatever time I can on television, national TV, to shine a light on something that's going to save a life.
Yeah.
You know, I love celebrities, but you know, if it's between promoting a movie or saving a life, I want to use my time,
to save the
like
lives.
this interview, to be able to shed knowledge and to be able to tell people we can make a difference. We can reach people and make a difference. And so this is my oxygen. Rescue and adoption are my oxygen. And like I always say, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm unemployed, but I love it.
Love it. You talk about everybody, all your friends watching the Puppy Bowl, everybody putting it on.
Yeah.
You got 6 rescues. Do they watch? What do they? Do they respond to the TV
Well,
at all?
it's funny. Yes, I have 2 dogs that are obsessed with Puppy Bowl.
No way.
They literally. Oh my goodness! When they bark, they bark. When they scream. My Ruby is kind of like, oh God, been there, done that. And Petey, I have a 100-pound pit bull. He's going on 13, and he sleeps through most of it. But I will notice occasionally when he sees the puppies run, his tail will go boom, 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 boom. Yeah. They do. Well, there's so many dogs that watch it, and so I wish we could get the ratings from the dogs. Wouldn't that be great?
That is a form of technology.
Get the Nielsen's on the dogs.
Yes, we need a Nielsen's collar of some kind, I suppose.
Exactly. Wouldn't that be great?
Last thing, because we're running out of time, but of all the stories.
I'm not leaving.
I won't. No, we're going to hang out. The cameras are on a timer. They turn off.
Here all night.
But we're just going to sit here with
mine.
Ruby. Ruby's settled in quite nicely. Is there a particular story that stuck with you over the years of working on Puppy Bowl, working on Dog Bowl, and doing this? Is there one that you think about often or that has kind of resonated over time?
Every time I do the backstories, each and every one, which is why these shows are so amazing, really gets to my heart in a way. And you can't believe what some of these dogs have gone through, and not only surviving the most unbelievable circumstances. There's a reason they're here. But then they not only survive hell, it's true hell, to make it to the gridiron and then be showcased and often go on to be MVP. Yeah. I just love the fact that, the Dog's Day has come. And, people are so passionate about their pets anyway. But we're finally understanding the need and the importance of rescue. And when you tell these backstories, when I used to do all of the features, you have to be careful because sometimes the things are too sad, too gloom and doom. Yeah. What happens? People go to another channel. They can't deal with it. It's the fine line. You always have to show the light at the end of the tunnel. If there's no hope or if people don't think it's going to be a happy ending, they can't handle it. I can't.
Yeah.
So what these shows do is they let you know that it was a tough road, but at the end it's all glory. And that's what it's all about. And then what it does is it inspires people to try to make their own miracle happen. Yeah. By doing that, then if someone goes out there and says, wow, I wonder if I could volunteer, or maybe I can. There's so many ways. If you're not living in a situation where you can take in a rescue, and a lot of people don't, if you're in a city apartment or they don't allow animals, you can volunteer. You can donate your time. You can donate money. There's a million ways to help. And I can tell you that so many people that I've offered that advice to, they've gone on to become legends in their own right, saving thousands of lives. Yeah. After, I've talked to them and they say, oh, if I didn't listen to you, I go in every week and I, personally got hundreds of dogs out. So there's so much we can do.
It's really amazing and kind of hard to quantify the impact. I said in the beginning, you do amazing work, and honestly, the work you've done over the years. And I cannot agree with you more and stress the significance of striking that balance, because I'm an animal lover, I'm a dog lover. I love my dog more than anything. He is our child. But everyone in the world knows that feeling like, oh no, it's the sad dog commercial, quick. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody wants to help.
I once asked one of the organizations, I won't name which one, but they bring in millions from those ads. I'm thinking, I turn the minute, like the first 10 seconds of the dog shivering in the cold, I can't handle it.
Can't do it.
But and again, my stories, I don't go there. I let you know that it was tough, but I always let you know, hey, great news.
We made it through, yeah.
Because I think in the end, people, they just want to feel good and they want a happy ending.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. And again, if you do something at your local shelter, it's so rewarding. I can't even begin to tell you. Yeah. Any volunteering, just helping with the dog walks. I'm a nice Jewish girl. On Christmas Day, I go into my local shelters and I walk the dogs because, the people have the day off and I can walk the dogs on those days, and I go often, but especially on holidays to give people a break. And you want to get dogs off the cage as much as you can because they get what's called cage rage. Yeah. And they sit in that cage, and it's like a vicious circle, a double-edged sword, because the longer they're in the shelter, the harder it is to get them adopted because they become more withdrawn. and they become more sad and frightened. And that's why we're running up against the clock here, folks. We've got to get in and get them out and go older. I can't begin to tell you. And you see what's so great about rescue, you see the immediate benefit and reward the second you get involved. Yeah. It's immediate gratification.
They know.
We want to feel good.
We're
here to make good. We all should contribute and make a difference. And this is such an important way. We are their voice. They can't talk for us. They can't tell us how miserable they are.
If there was ever a time for that message, it is right now. We should all do good and make a difference. And thank you for all the good you do. I mean, I'm going to make sure everybody remembers Dog Bowl. You can catch it Saturday, February 2nd, 8 p.m. on Animal Planet. And, of course, the Puppy Bowl is going to be Sunday, February 3rd at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific. You do incredible work. Thank you for it.
I'm so honored to be back here again with you.
Oh, it's so great to have you back.
This is one of my favorite places to be. You are an amazing interviewer. You're so compassionate. And the fact that you love dogs always helps. But you know what? Your heart is in it, and I can feel that. And God, that makes a difference. Am I right?
Oh, my gosh.
But I want to know how many people are going to go out and adopt.
We're all going tonight.
Have I inspired any of you?
We're going to go out and adopt. Orange Couch, you with me?
Yes,
here we are.
Come on. Are we going to go a little older? Yay!
Sure. I love the conviction.
Older.
And I love your energy. Say hi to Dan and the rest of the crew for us.
Thank you.
Congratulations on another great year. We'll see you next year. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the great Jill Rappaport, please.
Thank you. Where can I get those sneakers?